Hey guys, what's going on? I planned on doing two different videos this weekend. Almost didn't even get the one done. It was my birthday this weekend, so a lot of things were going on. But here we are anyways. I wanted to talk about the mobile streaming station that I was working on, the table that we moved it onto. There was a lot of revisions to the table, and a lot of setbacks that we went through to get that to happen. Different configurations on legs because it needed to be able to fold so that it would still fit into my van. It needed to have enough room to put all the computer and the receiver for the wireless microphones, monitors, all the stuff that I had before onto this table, but it needed to be more stable than the previous the plastic one that I had. And so I think we've basically accomplished that, not necessarily in exactly the way that I wanted to, but it did end up working out, I believe, for probably for the better, I guess. And the way that we ended up doing this was to not have legs on it at all, and I will have some stands later that I put them on. I have two sawhorses that fold up and are easily stored away, and so I'm able to put all of this into the van. It all fits fine, so that will be what I use once I get out to the location where we shoot at. I did get some footage of the table, not necessarily of me putting it together or taking it apart or anything like that. But I did get some shots of the table, and I'll leave that in here as well. I went and stained it with, I believe it was called Mahogany Red, was the name of the stain. I think that was it. Mahogany Red, and then I had lacquered the top after that to kind of seal it and give it a little bit of a shine. Pretty excited about, especially the way that it looks. And I'll leave some shots of that in here as well. Once the table gets into location, because it's not on its own legs with wheels and stuff, it won't be mobile then, so I'll pretty much have to pick a spot and stick with it. But it does have wheels on the rest of it, so I can wheel it into where it needs to be and then pick it up and set it onto the stands. So that works out great. I think that everything's going to work out on that. I will need to test it. Speaking of testing and things, last week we had talked about the computer that I was using. I went through and took the old Xeon PC that I had, that I was using for streaming, out of that case and put in a i7 8700 system into that case. I don't know if I don't remember. Maybe I didn't actually cover the specs of that system, but it was a Cyber Power PC, and I dropped it into that case so that it would fit on the rolly cart that I was using. Well, that worked out fantastically. The Bluetooth worked like I expected it to, and of course that PC was newer and definitely could perform a lot better than the other systems. So I was not disappointed at all in the quality of the stream or any of that nature. The only limiting factor that I have now on this setup that I have is basically the internet that I have available to me once I'm out wherever I'm going to be at. Other than that, it seems to work just fine. Everything's great. I even was able to record and stream at the same time without having to dial back any settings or anything like that. I was able to get some pretty decent footage out of that. So we may be looking into cutting a video for the other station for that Zumba class or what have you, just in case there's like a weekend or something that we're unavailable or can't get to class for whatever reason. So that's going to be awesome, and I think that will actually go a long ways in helping out them with their class, and that will also give me a really nice station to work at if I ever want to just, use it for myself or what have you. Say one day after the classes start going back to in-person classes, and they no longer need me to be there to help them stream online. That could be a table that I use in my setup for working on another system. I'll have a arm that I can roll the camera in right above what I'm working on, and just shine down in there. And so like when I'm actually going through and say if I'm changing out RAM, or if I'm doing, I can actually get a direct shot into the system that I'm working on. So I have some ideas of some things that I can use that for once all of the other stuff is over with and I'm no longer using it for work purposes. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited how nice it turned out, and future iterations of that. Since it's no longer on a cart with limited space in the middle to have to slide the computer into, it's quite possible that I could just move that computer back into the tower that it was in before, hook all the water cooling back up to it, and have that run at a much nicer, much cooler temperature than what it is currently running at. That would be all great and stuff. We'll see how that ends up going as that arises. But for now, I think we are doing great. I need to get out and actually test the table that I have everything on, and test that whole setup and see how everything is running with that. But as far as everything else and as far as right now goes, everything seems to be great with that. The other video that I was going to make was basically some commentary on some rumors that I was getting. I had heard several different things about leaks of the AMD 5000 series processors, the Ryzen 5800, the 5900. Those guys, they were seeing possibilities of upwards of 20% IPC improvements on top of actually getting to 5 gigahertz clock speed on some of them. Now, granted, take that with a grain of salt. AMD's been 5 gigahertzing it for quite a while now. It's like, oh yeah, we're getting 5 gigahertz. We're getting 5 gigahertz. And yeah, see how that's going. But if there's any type of substance to that, that's pretty doggone exciting, actually. Again, by the time that I'm done with this video, someone else will have already confirmed or denied the validity of that statement. But as of right now, while I'm recording this, if there's any type of if that's any solidness to that statement, it's going to be pretty awesome. I've heard that the RTX 3070 from NVIDIA is going to be delayed. Pretty big bummer there, but considering what has happened with the 3080 and the 3090 launches, the severe shortages that they've been having, I can't say that I'm super surprised. RDNA 2 is supposed to be pushed back, or it might not be pushed back. I don't know what's going on with these guys anymore. At first they said they were releasing before the consoles, but with the latest news that they may be pushed back, they might actually release after the consoles. So that's going to be a pretty big bummer. There is a really lot of things going on. It really is a disservice to be able to only get to 1 or 2 videos a week, but there's no way I can fit all of that into one setting. So with that, I guess I'll leave this as it is now. If you like this video, if you like any of the projects that I've got going on here, I know it's not necessarily conventional for these sorts of things. Nobody expected to log into a tech/gaming YouTube and see a homemade table or whatever, but still. Anyways, if you like that sort of thing, if you dislike it, thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know what you're thinking on that. Leave me a comment in the bottom, and we will catch you on the next video. Thanks.